Accelerators Live. How you guys doing today? It's your mentor Edwin Deras coming to you live, and I'm just here to I'm going to answer a couple of questions that you guys submitted. So I'm looking forward to answering these today. So thank you guys. All right. So the first question that I have for today is from Demarius Tooks. The question says the following: After you set a larger goal and you know it takes time to achieve, how do you stay focused along the way? I do not have a business set up yet. I'm working towards saving 10,000 by June 1st, 2021, so I can have capital when I do. I'm asking this question because sometimes I feel lost and I do not know who I am or what I want in life. I could, it could be I'm not sure how to express myself or what I've done. While I'm working to save money, how do I not get lost in the process? And when you're young like me and don't know your purpose in life, how do you find it and what do you do in the meantime? So, this is a great question, Demarius. I would just say there's a couple things that I would say here. Number one, I probably have like a little bit more questions to ask. Like for example, like what kind of business do you want to start? Like, why is it that you want to set up? Why do you want to save $10,000? Is that a number that you need to start your business? Can you start it now? Another question that I would ask is, are you working full time, part time? If you're working part time, can you start this business on the time that you're free? Maybe you're working 20 hours a week. Maybe you could put another 20 to 40 hours a week on the other time that you're not working right now, right? So I would just consider that. Um, I would also look at what other goals have you have whatever big achievements have you done up to this point. So like I always like to look at, if you're able to look at some big achievement that you've done in the past, then that could be something that you could look at and be like, wow, like you know what, I've done this before. That means I can do this other thing. Sometimes it's good to just remember what things that you've done in the past, and I feel like remembering those things will give you more confidence to actually get those things done in the future. So I would just kind of look at that stuff, and then also another thing that you said was also, and when you're young like me and don't know your purpose in life, I feel like when you're young, I feel like there's you could look at it as a negative, a positive. You could, even when you're older, you could look at that as an old, I'm too old to do this or do that. And I feel like it's always really good to just look at other people that exist out there that have done big and big huge things when they were young. If you look at like a lot of social media companies, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg founded it when he was young. And there's a lot of other people that have had very successful businesses when they were young, people that are probably even younger, 18, 19, 17, 16 years old, that have had a lot of success. And so what I would say is look to see who are models out there that are people that are having success. And I'm not exactly sure what industry that you're looking to get into, but look at maybe in the industry that you're looking to get into. I would bet that there are people that are young, as young as you or younger, that are having way more success than people that have been in the industry maybe 20, 30 years. So it just depends on the industry that you're in. I would look at that. And I'm just curious to know, what industry are you in? Like, because you said you're working at a job right now. So my question would be, is it something related to what you're doing? That way you have experience, or are you starting fresh? So just kind of, I would just keep that in mind when you're kind of jumping into something. If you don't have the experience, it's okay. I just kind of maybe look for models that exist out there, right? All right, perfect. And then let me move on to question number 2. Question number 2 is from Abraham Marcos. All right, Abraham says, at what point am I crossing the line between boss and employee? Hey, Sean, I need some advice. I recently hired a new employee. We've been paying him day to day to get them back on his feet. Recently, we decided to have him go full time and put him on payroll. I've already given him a pay advance, and today he asked if I would be interested in buying some HVAC material left over from a side job he did a while back. I know this would help him out a bit, but at what point am I crossing the line between boss and employee? I'm really not sure how I feel about this, and I want to make the right decision and keep it professional. Thank you. All right, so there's a lot of things I would say here. Number one is like, I would just mainly say, the main thing I would look at a situation like this is the following. Do you see potential in this guy? Do you see, like you hired him for a reason, I'm imagining. I don't know the particular reason, but I would just say the following. If you hired him and you see a lot of potential in this guy, I would just say, then yeah, that's fine. You can give him a pay advance. Why not? If if you don't, if he's asking you to buy material and you don't need it, then I would say no, like that's not necessary. You don't need to buy stuff from people if you don't need it. You know what I mean? I would just say, I would just politely just let him know, like, you know what? Thank you for letting me, telling me about the material that you're offering. At the moment, I have 5 of those, so like, I have more than enough material for that at the moment. But later on, if I need it, I'll definitely come back to you. If I know of someone that needs that type of material, I would definitely let them know about that, and just let them know, or just tell them you could sell it on Craigslist or something like that. Just kind of give them a little idea for that. And then you said, at what point am I crossing the line between boss and employee? That's a question that you might want to look at, maybe like legally, looking at an HR person that knows, the legal boundaries between, boss, employee, and crossing the boundaries and stuff. But I would say overall, if you're going to be a great person, you're a great leader, and you want to help somebody out, and if you have you're in a position to, and you see potential with this person for the long term, then I would say definitely. Why not help them out? You can definitely help out employees. I've given loans to my employees before, 3,000, 2,000, in that range, and then have them pay them back over a couple, over weeks of from their pay. So I would definitely look at that. And then now another thing that you did say in the at the very beginning, you said, I hired a new employee. We've been paying him day to day to get them back on his feet. So like, I'm just curious, did you hire him just to get him back on his feet? Was he someone that actually had value to your company, or did you just hire this person because you felt that you want to help somebody out? Like, I think a business is a good place to help somebody out, but you want to be careful that you're actually getting someone that's qualified for the positions that you want, and not just kind of like, let me help this person out and give them a little bit of extra job. If you want to do that, that's fine. I would just say be careful with that, in case that you are hiring someone that you don't really need in your business. All right, so then let me go to the next question. Dan Razumovsky, he asks, for generating leads, what would be the best way to spend money? Home advisor, should I spend money on SEO? Should I hire an agency to take care of all the needs? Should I focus on one platform or spread it out? Currently, I have 3 websites: Adio Inc., Adio Roofs, Adio Inc. Net. I will be building Adio Decks. I'm building out the website so they can be more specialized and help out with the SEO and have a wider reach of people. I do not know what direction I should head with marketing. Hire different freelancers to manage Google ads, Facebook ads. If I use Home Advisor, they send it to 5 people, and from all the leads I get, I only close about 40% due to the amount of people that they send them out to. Should I hire a marketing agency that will do the SEO, FBA, Facebook ads, marketing for me to free up my time and have them fully accountable? I found one in Colorado, Marketing 360. They include that. They also include that I can use the Denver Broncos logo and be the official Denver Broncos roof replacement deck builder. The marketing agency will cost the most, but looking to get a million sales for 2021, you need to really change up the game to get my own leads. We'll get to a budget of $2,000 a month on advertising. Elevator pitch: construction company specializing in decks and roof replacements. Looking to grow to 5 locations in the state of Colorado, working with commercial and residential. All right, perfect. So there's a couple things that I would say here for sure. I was like, so first of all, I did email you about this, and I asked you how successful is the Home Advisor lead. So you did mention that it's getting you leads and it's costly. It's kind of vague. I would look into that. Like, I know you said it's costly, but like, how much is the profit? It's a free lead. Like, if you're getting a free lead, and because this is what I compare this to. So my brother, he works at a real estate agency. It's like maybe Top in Maryland or something like that. It's part of Remax, but it's like a agency within the agency, and they're one of the top 10 or top 5 or something like that. And they pay for leads off Zillow, and it's kind of similar to what you're saying is like, they send out the lead, and then they send out a lead, and it like maybe 5 phones will ring at the same time, and whoever picks it up gets the lead. So these are like really for sure leads, and they get them all the time, and they close houses on them all day long. So just because it's costly, I don't know the numbers on it, but I would definitely looking at the numbers. Like, if you looked at 10 of those leads, yeah, they were costly, and then you had to pay more for them, and you're competing with 5 other people, but maybe someone else can close them for you, or maybe you can close them for the leads or something like that. And so I would look at the numbers of those leads, and maybe you might double down on those leads. If those are really, if they make you a good amount of money, I mean, I'm assuming that the best leads for you are the ones that you get on your own that you don't have to pay for, right? Like maybe word of mouth leads. But if you're paying for these home advisor leads, I would just say, I would say look at the numbers and see how they work out, right? And then maybe you can continue doing that alongside of everything else that you're doing. And then you also mentioned here, you said, should you hire freelancers? Should you get a marketing agency? I would personally say I just hired a marketing agency for my retail stores, and I would just say why not? Yeah, I feel like you can hire freelancers to do like one thing here, one thing there, one thing there. But you could also hire a marketing agency that does everything for you. So if you're looking to get to 1 million in sales, I feel like you can always test it. You can always test it. Test 3 months, 6 months, a year. You can test things and see, are they getting you results? Are they getting you leads? Are you seeing a bump in your business? Are you seeing people that are coming directly to your company as a result of this marketing agency? So I think you'll be able to measure that and make sure that you're able to measure what's coming in. So I would say I like the marketing agency idea. I feel that if you have the time, you could try these other stuff. I mean, going to freelancers, going on Upwork, going on all these other sites that exist. You could try that. My question to you is, have you tried that already, and what have your results been? And if they've been great, then maybe you should continue that model. That might be something to look at. And then what's it called? You did mention that the marketing agency can get you a tag name. Yeah, they sound like they might know what they're doing, so you might want to check them out. See, maybe they can get references, or just test them out and pay for them a couple months to see what kind of results it is. I'm assuming that you can work that into your budget and stuff. I feel like that sounds something like that could work out for you. It's all about testing, right? You test it and you see if it works. If it doesn't, then you might have to just scrap it. That's what I would say about that. And then the other thing I was just gonna say is one thing that you mentioned here. I know you didn't really ask about this. I did email you. You said that you just added the roofs into your business, and then I'm just curious, like, what made you add the roofs? I know I'm assuming people will always ask you for additional services. So I would just say be careful. Maybe what if you expand? If you're doing really good on what you're already doing, maybe expand that and continue to do that and focus on that. So just be careful on that aspect. And then I'll go to the last question of the day, which is from from Kelly Killingsworth. And her question is, what is a professional way to answer a client who asks to receive a specific itemized quote after you have given them the bid for the job? What is a professional way to answer a client who asks to receive a specific itemized quote after you have given them the bid for the job? I own a small construction company that specializes in fences, decks, roofs, and small interior renovations. I put a bid on a garage remodel where I contracted the electrical out. I added 20% on the electrician's bid. Not sure if that's kosher. Plus my materials and my time. After giving my bid, the client then asked for an itemized quote. I feel like this is a great question. I feel like at the end of the day, we always want to. There's always these tricky questions that clients will ask you that like put you in an uncomfortable position, right? And I feel like it all comes down to what Tom Black mentions a lot is having scripts, right? You have a script, and what you're looking to do right now is to develop an answer for what you're asking, right? Because maybe this is the first time someone asked you this. Maybe people have asked you this before. And I feel the best way to do it is just testing out different methods. Before the call, I kind of Googled a little bit about this. And there's people that will say, no, I'm going to charge them. If they want an itemized quote, I'm going to charge them to that. And then you could say, that you book that into your price. I don't know if I would do that, but that's one method of doing that someone said, So I would just kind of research a little bit about what methods that you can use and work that way into your method. My question to you would be, how often do you get customers asking you for itemized quote? Is it like out of 100? Is it 1 out of 100? Is it 10 out of 100? Is everybody asking for itemized quotes? So if it's everybody asking or very frequent, then yeah, definitely I would look into it. And even if it's not frequent for this one customer, I would just think of something. How would you like? I would just role play with maybe role play with your spouse. and be like, how would you like to receive? What kind of answers would you like to receive? So like maybe if this is via email, like kind of just make 3 responses and see which one resonates the best. And another thing is also another thing that my mentor Tom Black says all the time is that he says that you want to give a quote, you want to give it over the phone. So I don't know if this is being done over email. Are you able to do it over the phone? Sometimes it's better to be able to present the benefits that you have of your company when you're talking to somebody, just because you're able to tell them a little bit about, why maybe you are higher than the competition, but because you offer X amount of value additional, you do these other things. If they're just kind of comparing price, electrician versus electrician, this and this, is like you kind of. I would think that they might say, oh no, I'm gonna buy the materials, I'm gonna do that. No, like you have I would think you have your way of doing things, and you can accommodate a certain amount. So you got to see like how much are you willing to accommodate and all that stuff. So I would that's what I would look at basically for that, is as far as answering somebody like that. I would do a little research, and then just test one method out and see how it feels. How does that resonate with you? How would you feel if you were the customer getting that response? That's why I didn't really like the let me charge you for my itemized quote. I didn't like that because I wouldn't like that as a customer. But maybe there's something else you could say where indirectly indirectly say no, or say no, I don't want to give that, or test different methods out to see which method you would enjoy best, and which method you would enjoy hearing best as a customer too. All right, perfect. All right, guys. So I appreciate the questions. If any follow-up questions, you guys could go ahead and send me a message here in the chat, in the message here, and I appreciate you guys for logging in today. Have a great one, guys. Thank you.